Hello and welcome to the Shootout Wrap-Up Show. I am your host, the D-Train, and if I know you all well, you just came from Shootout, and you're here to hear me wrap it up. So let me share the link out real quick, at least to a couple spots, and then we'll get started. There's one, and there's two. All right, as everybody files in, well, the first thing we always do for a wrap-up show is exactly that. We're going to wrap it up. You want to know what happened tonight on the show in case you missed it, and you can catch up later. All right, match one tonight from Charlotte, North Carolina. We had Payne set to defend his Unleashed Championship against the Air Rhino, Jordan Brisson, the newcomer here in Maverick Championship Wrestling, pulls off the victory, upsets Payne, and is your new Unleashed champion. I tell you what, the locker room is a little bit of buzz about Air Rhino and his possibilities down the road. It's going to be fun to watch this kid grow. All right, match two was supposed to be a tag team match, but as we came on the air, we saw Alexander Stone destroying Jalen Paul in the backstage area, who was supposed to team with Blaze McCoy to take on the Ruthless Entrepreneurs. That's right, Lord Amadeus and Griffith Davian. In that match, Blaze ends up in a handicap match, 1-on-2 against the Entrepreneurs. Things look desperate, but Blaze, paid off the ref, somehow got the ref to give him a count-out victory in the Maverick. This is Maverick Championship Wrestling. We don't have count-outs. How that worked, I don't know. But the winner of the match in the handicap match, Blaze McCoy, beating LA and Griffith. All right, match three. It's announced that the women of the Shootout card will be competing for the number one contender spot for the Lady of the Maverick title. And it will be a series of 4 triple threat matches, limiting it down to 4 ladies that will then enter a small tournament to determine the number one contender. 2 of those triple threats tonight. The other 2 triple threats will be next week. The first of those was match 3. We had Shulky taking on Angelita, Nightwalker, and Jenna Rage. In this one, Lita gets eliminated early. And then Shulky is able to outlast Jenna Rage, picking up the pinfall victory and moving on to the next round. Match 4, an old rivalry. Well, old rivalry. We've been back for about 4 months, and these 2 guys have been going at it since almost day one. Aiden Nightwalker taking on Rain. This time they dropped the cell, and it was a first blood contest. Rain, using his brute force early on, can't put Aiden Nightwalker away. Aiden comes back equally as brutal and ends up with a big punt, busting Rain open, getting the victory. Nightwalker back in the lead on that rivalry. Match 5, another tag team contest, as we saw Black Cross, Mordred Nightwalker, and Crimson Ninja set to take on a new team, Demon Gods, Demon Joker, and Ripper Springhill. Demon Joker and Ripper, a few miscues early on against Mordred, but when Crimson gets tagged in, he's putting the boots to him. He goes outside the ring with Joker, and Joker turns this around. Joker pummeling Ninja on the rampway and earning the victory for the Demon Gods. Note in this match, we saw Mordred very disappointed with Ninja as he walked to the back by himself, not even helping his partner up. Match 6 comes along. It's the other triple threat ladies match, as we've got Ann, Bonnie, Marzana, Rage, and Susie the Elf. They eliminate Susie the Elf early, back down to Ann, Bonnie, and Marzana, who've been right at the top of the ladies' picture since we relaunched. These ladies went back and forth. Either one could have pulled it out, but in the end, it's the Ruthless Ann, Bonnie with the victory. She'll move on to face Shulky in a couple weeks as we try to get a number one contender. Then it was main event time. Matt Outlaw defending his Shootout title against the number one contender, Brandon Ace. We've heard Ace run his mouth for well over 6 weeks as the number one contender. Matt Outlaw won the title a week ago. He comes out game, ready to defend it. Give Brandon Ace credit. He took the fight to the champion every step of the way. But when he busted the champ open, Matt Outlaw kicked it into gear. It's a pair of Highway to Hell powerbombs and picks up the victory over Brandon Ace, retaining his Shootout title. Well, there you go. There's the show. And let me see who's out there. Yo, your boy Blaze McCoy. Good to see ya. And we got Lady Devil, as well as Feisty Tiny Taker out there in the chat as well. Good to see everyone. Glad you're able to join us. Well, you heard the wrap. Let's start right there with the main event. And let's bring in the champ. The champ is here. Wild Matt Outlaw. Welcome to the wrap-up show.
Great to be here.
Well, Matt, you do what you do best here in the Maverick. You kick butt and you win titles.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight, no different. As Brandon Ace steps up, you knock the number one contender right back down, defending your championship.
I must admit, he is a tough competitor, except for his mouth. But aside that, I took the victory, and that's the way it is.
That is the way it is. We saw your tag team partner at ringside, Shifty. Shifty actually in line to get another shot at his Unleashed title, which he lost in a tag team match, kind of ironically. But cheering you on there at ringside. Let me ask, Psychedelic Outlaws, is that still the focus? Or are you both kind of looking at your own thing now and just supporting each other's singles career?
I think a little both. I mean, tag team, we're still the Psychedelic Outlaws, but we're also focusing on singles. And oh, by the way, to Shifty, I wish you best luck, and hopefully you bring that title to the Psychedelic Outlaws.
All right, there you go. Well, I'm going to bring it up with you because I don't know that I'll have somebody else to talk about it with. We're talking about the Unleashed title. Did you see the opening contest? The new man, Jordan Brisson, the new champion. That's who Shifty's going to be taking on. What do you think of him?
Well, I did tune in a little. I did walk in a little late to see it, but on replay I'll check him out. But sounds like he's a tough competitor, but I know Shifty can pull through and win.
Well, I believe so too. Shifty is double tough. I love that clown. It's always fun to watch both of y'all dancing down to the ring now. Definitely a different look from when you and I used to come out. But it's fun, and you get the crowd into it, and the crowd loves it. So continued success to both of you. Is there anything else you want to share with the Maverick Universe?
Well, I want to thank all of you for the support. If it wasn't for you guys, there'd be no Outlaw, there'd be no Shifty.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Matt, for joining me. Always good to hear from my old partner, our Maverick Shootout champion, and he defends it here tonight. He's got a few weeks off to be champion now. That was part of the stipulation with having to defend it so fast. All right, let's see. I've got one other guy in the green room right now, and he had a rather interesting up and down night. His son doing well. Him and his partner, not so much. I'm talking about none other than Mordrin Nightwalker. Welcome to the show.
What the fuck is up?
Uh-oh. Little pause there, I think. You're not happy.
Not in the slightest. Don't get me wrong. I'm thrilled to see my son get another leg up on that. Did great. Took a beating early on. Came back. Put a beating down of his own. Did what he had to do. But on the other side of the coin, you know, I'm in my 50s now. Hell, I got grandkids in this fucking business. The last thing I did was sign on to babysit somebody. And this ain't the first time, and you and I have talked about that.
No, it's not. I'm assuming we're talking about Crimson.
Call him whatever you want, but he can take his little black crosses and fucking choke on him.
Oh. I think that means Black Cross is done.
And if he's got a problem with it, I ain't a hard bastard to find.
Oh, little East Coast bastard coming back out here in Mordrin. So, am I hearing next week, little Crimson Ninja Mordrin one-on-one, maybe?
I don't give a damn if it's next week or 5 minutes from now in a parking lot. Anytime he's got a problem, I'll be more than happy to hand out chin checks like Tic Tacs.
All right. Well,
Speaking
Ninja,
of
I
that,
haven't seen him this evening, but I am sure he will not be backing down from that. I could be wrong, but I'll reach out to him. We'll see what we can get going. Am I going to be able to calm you down?
It's been a bit since I've had a belt around my waist. So if you've got a title, you have a target.
Well, the interesting one there might be
for a nostalgia act.
It might be the title you've held before. That would be the Universal title held by, well, somebody you used to run with here in Maverick, and that's War.
It can be the Universal title. It can be the Shootout title. It can be the Unleashed title. Hell, I might show up on Friday and take their belts too.
I don't know who's on Friday. EXW's on Friday. Blaze is on Friday. I'm on Thursday.
On Thursday. I'll show up over there too. I'll show up Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll do it twice on Sunday. Give me 2 shows.
Right. Well, we'll have to see where that takes us. But I think Crimson's probably the immediate future. But both of y'all have been doing well. So that leading to something is very possible. The Unleashed title's defended every week, so that might be an easy one. The winner of y'all's match could get a shot. Shifty is taking on Jordan Brisson next week. I see that one in the points.
That's an impressive kid.
You like the Rhino? Air Rhino?
Very impressive.
I think so too, and I've heard a lot of mumbling in the back. A lot of people are very impressed with it. So it'll be interesting though. Shifty's a big measuring stick.
I mean, hell, I like Shifty and all, but to be 100% honest, I want a piece of the Rhino.
Oh, nice. There you go. Mordrin calling out the kid that just won the title tonight. There's a sign of respect you don't get very often when you're only 5 matches into the Maverick.
I want to see what the kid's got.
All right. Sounds good. Well, you dropped news last time you called on a wrap-up show about Eternity making a comeback. I haven't seen any paperwork or any names associated with that yet.
No, you haven't.
Typical smirk at me when I ask about it, huh? Yeah, I can always count on Mordrin to give me nothing. I should just hit this little button and make you disappear. But I won't do that because I give everybody a chance. As I'm wrapping it up, is there anything else you want to share with us tonight?
You know what? I'll give you the beginnings of a spoiler. I got some family in the company. Blood runs deep. You figure it out.
All right. Uh-oh. You know where never mind. We won't talk about where I say stick the 3 fingers, but that's a whole nother story. As you got somebody out there in the crowd holding him up. I was fixing to welcome her to the show till I saw what she said. All right. Well,
I'll put it this way. Come next week, I'm going to add 2 more to it and put them right upside Crimson's jaw.
There you go. 5 knuckles headed Crimson's way. Good to hear there. All right, but I'm going to fade you to the back, see if anybody else is there or anybody else wants to get in here real quick. And we'll see you next time, all right?
You know it.
All right. There you go. I got nobody else waiting, guys. If y'all want to talk Maverick, call in now. Hit that little link out there in the Maverick locker room in Skype, and I'll bring you right on to talk. And just as I say that, a little name pops up. Did not have things go his way in the main event, but I'm sure that won't stop him from talking about it. That's right. I'm talking about none other than Brandon Ace. Superstar, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm not feeling well after what you said. How do you think I'm feeling?
Well, back-to-back Highway to Hell power bombs. there at the end. I don't imagine you're feeling real good right now.
Yeah, my back is hurting, but I'll get through it. I took it far worse than that.
True, we've seen you take more, but not tonight. Outlaw was able to keep his title. A lot of talk over the last month and a half, a lot of disrespect you've shown to the older people on the roster. Matt Outlaw is one of those older people. He put you in your place tonight.
Really, because I don't see that. I still don't care about the veterans. Regardless, win or lose, I'm not changing my mind. It's still going to be the same.
There's nothing wrong with that. Confidence in yourself you have to have. I agree, but showing no respect to the veterans isn't getting you very far right now. I would think at least a nod, of acknowledgement to what they've accomplished.
Acknowledgement. Yeah, how about no? There's a reason why they're called accomplishments because they were in the past. I'm all about the future. The future is what matters. And may have been in this business not that long, but it is one thing I realized: respect don't get you fucking nowhere. You get stomped on, taken advantage, and treated like shit.
All right. Well, I try, but I can only lead the horse to water. And right now, the horse is kicking the trough over. So, Brandon, back to the drawing board, right?
Yes, of course. Like, I may have lost, but it ain't gonna stop me because I'm all about long term success. And trust me, when I do got gold, I will be the one that will be laughing last. And I will have a couple of surprises coming up real soon.
All right, Brandon. I will give you one more chance. Anything else you want to say? Otherwise, I'm going to slide you to the back.
Oh, I do. I got something to say. It's for all the people that voted against me in the main event. I should be surprised, but then again, I'm not because it's understandable. You guys get easily triggered when I talk them facts, and when you guys see me lose, you like to have a crack at it. But let's be honest, I'll be the one to have the last laugh, and I'll rub it in all your faces. Watch me.
All right, Brandon. Always good to hear from you. Glad you were able to get in again. Thank you for joining us. Even in loss, he shows up. He's still just as cocky. He's still just as ready. I got to say, I actually love it. I love the attitude Brandon's bringing to the table. I'm encouraged by it. I just wish he showed a little bit more respect to my veterans because, well, he got beat by one tonight. There's no other way to say it. All right, I got another lovely lady who just joined the green room. She didn't wrestle tonight, however, her daughter did. Didn't do too well. But let's bring her in and talk about, well, let's see what she wants to talk about. Mrs. U Taker, feisty, tiny Taker, welcome to the show. How are you, dear?
Hello, Dee. I'm doing very fine, except for a twat had to open his mouth against the goddamn veterans one more time. I wish to God he would just shut the fuck up and respect us, but, you know, a vet just took his chance at a title. So I'm still waiting for the future accomplishments from Ace.
You know, he talks about the future, and I give him credit. He stays to that point because he could bring up the past just as well. He's had accomplishments in Maverick. He doesn't talk about them. He is all about what's next, and I give him a lot of credit for that. But I do think you got to respect the past, and he and Al just agree to disagree on that point, I guess.
I do too, but, you know, you got to understand where you come from and who got you there and who put things on the table for you to get accomplishments for. And the vets like Matt Outlaw, who, you know, ran the gambit tonight. I don't know what show he was watching, but Ace got his ass whooped by Matt this evening, and I couldn't be happier about it.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, Lita did not do well in her match tonight. She's had a rough go of it here lately in the Maverick.
Actually, we all have, and I'm wondering if her taking on as well as Aiden and her other brother Paul taking on the training of Max Blaylock might be kind of distracting her a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. But she needs to step it up a bit. I do know.
Gotcha. All right. Well, if she's in the training room already, it should be easy to put in the work and turn this thing around. And most U-takers and Nightwalkers always do that. So
Yep.
I have no doubt she will.
Yep.
You brought up Max. We haven't seen Max in a while. We've heard time and time again he's in training, kind of a rework. Any word on when he might be rejoining the company?
He might be ready sooner than we think. Max is being tight-lipped on his training. I did peek in this week, and let's just put it this way. He is going to be a very big, different Max Blaylock than we had seen before. I do believe that giving the reins over to Lita and the Nightwalkers, Aiden, as well as Paul Utaker, spearheading the training of Max Blaylock has worked in his favor. Of course, myself and Mordrin and Mr. Utaker, we all have helped the veteran way, but it's going to be a different Max Blaylock than we've seen, and I cannot wait to see what he brings to the table when he is fully ready. It's soon, but he's not saying exactly when, and I think he's going to leave it as a surprise to even myself, Mord, and Mr. U when he does come back.
All right. Well, we look forward to that. You mentioned Aiden a couple of times in there. He had a big victory tonight. Talked on that already. I think I've talked about all the matches. Just seeing. I know you pay attention to a lot. No, there is one I haven't talked about, but I don't know if you're going to want to say much good about it. The other ladies match, Susie the Elf, Marzana Rage, and Ann Bonnie, who picked up the win there. Ann Bonnie against Shulky coming up. Got any thoughts there?
Yep, my soul sister. I got to go with my Shulky. I got to go with my soul sister all the way. Sorry, Ann, but Shulky's going to take it.
There you go. Wow. I like it. All right. Well, next week you'll be involved in one of those triple threat matches to get your shot at the number one title, or number one contenders spot. I don't have it in front of me who you're facing, and I was trying to look it up, but now I can't find it.
It doesn't matter. Whoever it is, I never back down from a challenge. And I don't care what the stipulation is. I will give my 110% as I always do. And I look to go into the number one contender spot along with Shulky and everybody else. So I'm ready for my shot, and now's the time. So,
well, I did find it. It's actually you, Wrestling Mama, and D-Hulk Chick in your triple threat match.
Nice.
No, I'm sorry. Not Wrestling Mama. Tiona, one of my daughters.
Even better.
Tiona, D-Hulk Chick, and Mrs. U. Mama's in against Dakota.
The future versus the vet. Okay.
There you go.
Bring it, girls. Bring it. Because I'll bring mine.
There you go. So that'll be next week. All right. What do we got here? Mordrin's still talking to Brandon. Brandon's still out there running smack in the chat, even though he's not on the call anymore. It doesn't surprise me.
I mean, he's not in the call because he knows if he got on the mic with Mordrin would put his ass right down to the place. He's running scared, I think. If Ace wants to open his mouth, he can get in the call.
That's true. Mordrin was definitely running hot earlier. A little upset with Crimson. So, oh, man. Now he's calling us all blind squirrels. Brandon.
Well, unfortunately, this blind squirrel did find a nut, and that's Ace. So, let's call it how it is,
That's true. All right. Well, anything else you got for us?
No, I don't think so. Just, keep on keeping on, D. We love your shows, and keep on bringing, because some of us enjoy them and need the escape during the week. So you're doing really good so far. So
thank you. I'm enjoying it. It's therapeutic for me. Is the easiest way for me to say it. Getting back to some sort of normal. So I'll leave it at that, but thank you, Mrs. U, for calling in as always. Love to hear from you. Love to hear from everybody. I got a couple minutes if somebody else wants to call in, but I did want to say real quick, reminder, I will not be on the air Thursday afternoon normal with Madness. I will try to slide Madness in sometime over the weekend. We will be back for Shootout on Monday night in its regular time slot. There is an outside chance I could have some guest commentators with me on the specially timed Madness over the weekend. That would be the Fabulous Ruthless Twins if they would be willing to join me. We will see. You'll have to stay tuned for that. So I got nobody else calling in. We are running up close to the end of the show here. So I'm going to say thank you all for calling in. I want to thank Wild Man Outlaw. I want to thank Brandon Ace, Mordred Nightwalker, and of course Mrs. U Taker there at the end. I appreciate you calling in, making the show what it is. If you want to be on the show next week, if you're catching the replay, we go live about 5 minutes after the show goes off the air. With Shootout, with Madness, there's always a call-in show, always a wrap-up. You're making business moves. Now you're starting to sound like Sterling Rich on my show. Yeah, I've been paying attention to what that jackhammer's doing over there. You're starting to sound the same way over here, Blaze. So, you just hush that noise. Ruthless will take care of you. I got no doubt about it because I know they're irritated with the shit you're pulling. So, anyway, Mr. McCoy and everybody else out there, I want to say thank you for joining me here tonight. And thank you for enjoying the Shootout show. Like I said to Mrs. U, it's therapeutic for me to do these shows. I love you guys. All I want is love in this community. For the most part, that's what we get. Brandon, I'm giving him a hard time. I really do love the dude. I'm a little bit out of character right now. I'm sorry. It is what it is. You all make me smile. You all make the show better. And that's what it's all about for me, giving y'all the best I can, and y'all feeding it right back, and then we're giving the community the best we can. Thank you all for joining me here tonight. I'm Ben D-Train. This has been the wrap-up show. Talk to you all later. Lady Devil, I saw you out there. Have a good night. Goodbye now.